I actually ordered more stuff. And when I went there, I thought we would have like 6 tiny packets to get, but it was just 3 of them. And I think actually one of them arrived to the app while I was waiting in line. So it was 2 when I started waiting in line, and then I got the third. So good timing. Yeah, so it's very bright. Um, so what do we do about this? This is like bad. Better? I think that's good, right? I'm gonna go close my door too, because I don't think my kids want me to have it open. There. So I'll probably have to go and get some food in a bit too. Let's open the tiniest first. So a tiny purple tray. Plastic, right? Can't just throw it in the trash. So plastic trash, and this. Oh, so it's a little purple tray, but it's supposed to be magnetic. So they had it like this in the image, but I'm kind of thinking, what about that? Putting it on the bottom. It seems to be, yeah. So what is this for? It's for this not sliding. Yeah, so let's grab some. I'm sure I have something that's magnetic here. So I usually have screws and stuff all over. No, I don't. We'll see what we'll do today. But I found we also haven't done anything with these. They're still in the drawer. But it's definitely like a doing physical stuff today, right? So this was the best thing I found. It's a Bluetooth. That's not good. Seriously, don't I have anything magnetic? Found something. So that's not very magnetic, is it? Is that magnetic? No. This is not magnetic if you don't have it just on. So almost no magnetism. But this doesn't have any weight, right? So if I put this. So that's what I tested. Why I tested this. Because if you put it under, there wouldn't be any magnetism. So this is magnetic. This is very magnetic. So this is what it's supposed to be like, right? Not. This is like paper that you can. So this is from a hard drive, and then there's like from other stuff. These are quite strong magnets. Yeah, so I don't know. Well, it's supposed to be just to be able to put screws, and even if it would fall over a little bit, it wouldn't fall out. But, well, I guess we put it the way it's supposed to be on the top, right? This wasn't very expensive. And it actually did stick to this side. I don't know if a screw would, but this is where I really should use these. So purple too, right? It doesn't really exactly fit either. I might just not use it. this, or might put it on the bottom anyway. I think I will. And if it's bad, I might just remove it. And it can be like a whatever. Let's just center it a little bit. Yeah, obviously I'm not good at that. So again, so will it stick at all? I don't think so. And what if we put a magnet on this? So a magnet will stick to this. So maybe we can increase the magnetism by actually using magnets on it. So is this a magnet too, or is it just maybe a little? Anyway, we have a tray. This could be like anti-slide. Just I don't expect great things from cheap AliExpress stuff. And this is like 4 little, I don't know. It's like round bits on there, right? Feet for it. Ah, they won't even. Yeah, there. It's little feet. Oh, it's not even flat. It's like tipping. Ah. Well, more plastic trash. So, first big one. 3. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And maybe I can get everything to fit in the tiny one. So we have 13 of these, and actually I was thinking 3 times 4 plus 1 extra, right? So as I had to, you can mostly at most buy 10. So these should be exactly the same. 12 centimeter unlit black frame version. And I did buy the wrong one at first. I had to like cancel order and reorder because it was each 80 millimeter. So we have fans. So the first thing to do is to connect these, and they have double power. So I got this by mistake, but I'm thinking maybe we'll just cut the Molex lead and use these for power. It's just there. So 12 volts. Can we get focus, please? Come on, focus there. Yeah, it's because I clicked, right? It doesn't autofocus anymore. So if you click once, it's I'm glad that they shipped these in nice boxes, because the plastic bag, there was holes. I was thinking, like, if these were just inside without any protection at all. We got a little bag with just screws. So yeah, of course it doesn't. It's because I clicked because of light, right? Gosh, yeah, that's annoying. I might have to fix it. Something like that. I can control the settings and just click on the app instead. Maybe I should have it up. So, here you go. So let's have this up. Now, focus. So what if I set it to unlock? Yeah, now it's autofocusing. Good. So we don't need the little screws. This is what I'm thinking. Maybe stripe them together, maybe just put tape here. We want these like to be a big area, covering a big area. And putting them up to the window. Screws. And I guess so the text is aligned, right? As it matters, no. And these actually could go up, right? So as this one, we can just pull it up. And we can have this flat, and we can like align these in some way. Now let's keep them as they are. And we will get a lot of paper trash too. I guess I'll just make a pile. So we need power. Before I mix those and those, I think they're from the same company and everything. I better make sure that they all work, right? So we'll start all of them and see what they spend. I do have a power supply somewhere that's like fixed to work without the computer. So also, this is another fan that I have, and it's the Sekina. So these are much nicer to have in the window. So let's see. We could also modify one of these for this purpose. If I don't happen to find one that's already modified. This is a jumper holding power there. So let's use this one. It's the same. Oh, and here we have a lot of cables. Okay, lots of other power supplies. So this one is actually tiny, right? So imagine us using one of these and having it actually somewhere. This is heavier though. This one is heavier. Let's see how much power they can do, though this will never be a problem, right? I was mostly thinking a normal AC adapter. So let's read this thing. Yeah, so just 12 volt 9A. 5 volt 27 amps. 135 watts. And the little one, which is heavier. Come on, show me that text. 5 volt 23 amps. 12 volts 12 amps. So what's the total? 200 watts. Yeah, so this one is actually not as strong as the tiny one. So let's think here. So we have this one also has an on-off. That's nice to have. Nothing on that one. And the power and this on the other side. And it is lighter. Yeah, we'll do that one. It's not going to be a lot of power we use. We're not going to use a lot of power for this. So I still have both cables. We don't need one. Let's put it back in the box. There. So just a normal cable, power cable for this one. And I'm gonna plug it in. And set it to 0. And we have just over here to plug it in. So this one is now off, and we can turn it on and off easily. The power on is jumpered here with a little wire, right? This is for the motherboard of the PC. And for this one, we can easily test it with a Model X. I guess that's what we'll do. And the yellow ones are 12 volts, and the blacks are ground or 0. Because it's not really ground here. We don't have ground. So, well, those are little caps on. I guess we do this one. So, just one problem. This is the wrong direction, right? We can't attach it like this. So, I'll have to fix that. I was actually thinking of just cutting these wires. Then maybe it's better to use these. These are also 3. So we have the 3 fan ones. It is possible that one is a sensor to check it. I'm thinking the only thing we will do is adjust how much power they get. That's the only thing. Let's just... I'm like... It was some time since I did hardware stuff. Really? So it's not... These were not far away, though. So... let's the door be open. So many things to play with. Maybe we'll do some soldering at the end. We'll see. So these go also. There's a distance between the fan blade and the actual. Let's zoom. That's why I'm fixing the phone. That's what's bad. And I can't do this without a phone. So that battery, I need like, let's fix it on this one. So this is my stream light control. So we could like turn off the right light, for example. But don't have Sam here, do I? No. So let's go to Play Store. And let's see if we can grab it. Sammy. So what is it really called? Sammy. And now we can just use a browser too. Let's grab the little app. So again, I wanted to flick my phone here. See if it has got enough power to start. So this is just always standing there. It's just as it says, cannot charge. And then the buttons stop working. So anything here that's just We can do like black and red. No, we need double-sided. Like that one. Well, these are the ones I've soldered myself. And that's just a normal cable. Here's a soldered one. Yeah. So those should be good enough. So we're just gonna make sure that these start. So when you buy stuff from AliExpress, you can't always count on it, right? So just to make sure, I'm gonna connect this one to, it is off still, to 12 volts, and we need to, so it is, isn't it 12 volts? Yeah, should be 12 volts. It says 12 volts there. And I'm gonna start this because otherwise it's just not gonna spin anyway, right? There and there. And we know this fan works. And I can't hear a thing. We have some nice wind there now. Nice. So if we're going to do this a lot of times, maybe I should just grab a Molex. Yeah, it's speeding up too. So, and if I close this thing, it's dying. Obviously, right? So, let's try the next one. So I don't think it's worth building anything for this. I need a better connection. One cable. And it started vibrating. Yeah, so what if these were like connected like this? We would get quite a lot of air through there. And the reason these are not the same size, right? So that's why it's glitchy. It's not anything bad with it. Let's actually unwind these two. So it's just these quite long cables for these. That's nice. So I imagine we will do like two like this. Maybe we'll just do 2, 2, 2, 6 like that, and I'll do the same in my hubby's room because he is warm-blooded. I'm like, I'm always cold, but we have a black roof, and in the summer this room will be like 45 degrees during the night, and it's not very nice. And I got rid of our AC because we never used it, so just fans are good enough. And if we can pull through the pollen filter window, which is, it doesn't really go there. I'm also thinking I'll cover these with an extra layer of pollen filter so it doesn't become too, just kill the filter. So we have a lot of cable for these, right? Let's check this other one too. So we could also do this way, of course, if we wanted to, but why? I'm thinking if I put them at the lower end of the window, like covering it, maybe that's better. But anyway, 10, I was thinking 12 was a good even number. 10 would be like 2 times 5. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I want 12 fans on my window. But that was 6M2 with 3 times 4. So let's take this cable and put it next to this one again. And let's just. So I bend them a bit to the side so that it will stay attached. And so when I hold it, it's more quiet than when I put it on something, of course. Something is vibrating now. I'm sure you can't hear it, but definitely wind there, right? So what I usually do to get some air in through the window with a pollen filter window, I just put on the kitchen fan, and it's not a lot of air sucked in through my window. So let's just check. Why do I have this up on my screen still? Because I was kind of split here. Just gonna see if I got a reply or something. I don't want to scroll forever. There, let's minimize those. Close that. I just realized maybe I needed those tabs. 2 seconds. I helped my mom grab some food and ordered food. Yeah, I finished. Good. So she gets a new charging cable for her phone. I added that afterwards. Yeah, actually, this one started spinning from the suction. So good test, right? Oh yeah, we could grab the energy back from that one. Come on, stop now. So we have the 3 from one of the orders. And I'm not gonna separate these in any way. Just if one is broken and doesn't work, it's nice to know which order it was from. Actually, not just. Don't think it matters. I think they're the same, but you never know. So I'm not sure it was the same manufacturer. Well, I know it was the same manufacturer. I don't know it was the same AliExpress seller. So these were not much. Pretty cheap ones. Was it like $2 each? Maybe something like that at least, right? So we have 2 more. Here. Yeah, so what I'm thinking too, is to connect all of these to the same lead, right? Because why not? And we don't really need connectors. That's just a waste of money to buy connectors. If we want one later, we could fix it, you know. It has a purpose, this. So the thoughts are, how will we connect them to each other? And maybe we should have the cables running in between, but I think this bit is flat. And that's why I'm thinking we could just put double adhesive tape there. There, and then we have like 4 together, right? So it will be quite big. And the width of the frame that I have, wooden frame, it's just like something like this. So I need to think of how to put these on there to stay too. So I could just put it on the bar, but then we would lose this much of fun with, and that's wasting it, right? Just unbending the cable. And I'm 99% sure that the one I tested was that one. That one. So this one is an extra test, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to test both and then put them in the pile. And this is quick. Takes more time putting it out of the box, right? So, working fine. Let's see if I can manage not to. Nah, it's easier to put them back like that. So, I'm like, didn't I do the right ones? I think I might have better cables for this, but I don't think it's worth going looking. So, oh, I'm so stupid. This is double-sided. So, yeah. There, trying again. So it is double-sided. So it should work with this. Why nothing? So where's my multimeter? Well, I guess I will grab another. That's a power supply. Yeah, we could use this one to power it too. Just put it on 12 volts, and these are like the same width as those. Um, So it could be these. I'm just moving them around a bit. It could also be that this is a old power supply that I don't know the status of, so I'm grabbing the other one. Making sure that it's on still. And I can also turn this off and on again. And make sure this one is on. And now we have it there. So there's some kind of, it might have been this, but this, it's also the wrong size. The connector is the wrong size. It's just a thin wire held in check a little bit by that. And let's see if the phone will start now. It has 43% power in its battery. I so don't believe that. Oh, layer on board is the app name. Yeah. So when I had those glasses on my head, it still feels like that afterwards. That it's still there. Yeah. So I didn't have to use those cables. That's nice. So confirming this one too. Yeah. So both of those are also okay. Come on, low deck. There, so now I can zoom the desktop in different levels. We don't just have to do the full thing, so we can do this instead. A few fans to go. I dropped one of these bags on the floor. We can do that later. So So I'm quite sure that I have several 12 volt AC adapters on the attic. But I have this here and I don't want to go to the attic if I don't have to, so I'm reconsidering the size of these. So this one is quite a lot higher. And this one is slightly longer, but it's a bit. Well, that way it's not the same. Also, this one is there. I have one where I have like cut all of the leads. We could do that with these too. Right, this one had an on-off switch. That's kind of what I wanted. Yeah. I'll put this one away again. Even though it's flat to the table, it's still. So obviously, the outside is the one with the image, right? So air flows out this side. And I've been thinking I could do it two ways. I could pull air into the room through the window with the pollen filter, or I can push it out. But I think I want it in because I don't want like food smell and stuff from downstairs pulled up. I rather want that to go out the kitchen fan. Yeah. No, you can't hear that. Okay. So we could use Molex. I actually have Molex connectors. I'm not sure I have 12 though, but it's easier just to cut these and put them all together. Best way to do that. I believe that somewhere here I have like tiny boards, you know, where you can solder stuff to. Or it's another room. I was quite sure I had some here. Oh, about stuff, magnetic stuff. These would have done well. So if we put these on the tray, it has an edge. So what if I put something on here? Yeah, so it still wouldn't stick. So it's just this little edge here that's helpful. This magnetic bit is really useless. And it's also not flat. So wouldn't recommend anyone buying that. Oh, all the things here. A little oscillator. Anyway, let's open the next one. I'll open a few. So we have a 12 total and we checked out 6. So we're actually... Oh, we have 30. We have a backup one in case one is broken. So... So, best way to put these together. We have double adhesive tape, different kinds, like better quality and the one roll, or like 3 rolls, $1 from dollar stores only. Yeah. And then we have cable ties. Different sizes. Will these fit? Oh, more plastic thread. Just a sec. Sorry, it was just my hubby calling, and we went to the store and bought some fried chicken for him before me and my kids. While we were shopping a lot of stuff for it's midsummer tomorrow in Sweden, so we have like yeah, midsummer. Last year I also showed like what's midsummer, right? Um, where could I possibly have a little browser window that we can look at? So, that's the one I wanted to show before because I put a lot of resources for like AI hacking in the wait for this one, which will be 20 days yesterday. So, yeah, the answer there, and siphon. So, um, let's go back to. I'm like, where on earth? Maybe it hopped over here. So, let's go back to the desk. So, did I try this one? It's 2 seconds, right, to test. We just have 2 more, then we're done. Then we need to think how to put them. I should probably grab those fruits on the floor too. And I told my hubby about the project, and he was like, maybe you'll feel that 1 meter away. I'm like, yeah, 1 meter from the window. But I think it will be felt generally, not just 1 meter from the window. So if I put half of them in his room and half of them here, we would have a suck through the house. In different directions, of course, not pulling in on both sides. Like, I could buy 12 more too, or 13. This is a spare one though, so maybe I shouldn't unwind one of them. Right. Yeah, you're seeing the zoomed in. It's just I that see the full. These were also very easy to connect. So let's actually. Where did that cable go? I had the split, right? Is this a split? Yeah. 1 split and 2 just extensions. So the extensions we don't need. But the split is an easy way to just take any of the ones in the file. And we have more ones here. This is quite nice. Maybe I should put a few of them like by my desk to have them blowing. So I'm thinking of cutting the cable here. Then we don't need to do this. So and it's almost totally quiet. Sheep, very sheep fans. Should I put up more? The funny thing is that here I see purple and here I see blue, and you have other angles because we have a purple and a blue line, right? Or sign. So if I want to make a lazy one without even using anything but this with the cables and not even solder or do anything messy, I can just do this and put this power supply up there because I think it's like this. So this will fit perfect in front of the other window, on the tiny window. There's not a lot of space, but enough. And I could do like a 2 times 3, 13, and if I should test splitting it up and test this as a start, yeah. So now we see that we need to manage cables, right? So first of all, these needs to be up on top, and they need to like follow along this. And yeah, I took the one I wasn't gonna use. So let's put that one to the side and use the ones with the long cable. And there. So imagine these on the window. I shouldn't put my finger in there. Something like just. So do we want all of these in the middle like that? Yeah, I see the simple solution with cable ties at once there. And we will do this first, and then we might change it later. Because I'm gonna test using these 6 only and see how it works. There. So all of the cables going into the middle. And we could put tape in between here to stabilize. And I might do that at once too. And then just put cable ties in these holes, you know. One like this, one like this. And then we do this, 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 and maybe here too. So we don't just have one hole. Yeah, this hole is not the same. So there you can see these holes. You can, if you use tiny cable ties, you can use several ones in the same hole. So we'll probably use the higher quality double-sided tape, like just a short one, a short one, a short one, a short, 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 and then we have like the grid of it, and then we can strengthen it with the cable ties. But just test the cable ties first. So let's get rid of the big ones. So I have these long, tiny ones. These are also long, tiny. These are tinier. Yeah, and black ones, of course, right? So as tiny as possible, and I don't want the white ones. Those are real tiny, but I don't know if they're long enough. So there won't be a lot of power on this, right? I think those are too short. We'll see. These are wide. I guess I got some kind of assortment before. And actually, let's grab those glasses so I can see exactly what it looks like. things flying. Yeah, these are wider, right? And those are even wider, but these would still probably work. So let's grab 2 of these and put them in one of the holes. And imagine one is this direction and one is this direction. That works. That works. So, and I had quite a few of these. These are the same, look the same. And those are also the same. So these are longer and also kind of the same width. So let's keep the longer ones for when we need longer. And these, let's imagine tying this. Yeah, these are long enough too. And these are tinier. So let's compare the tiny ones. These are all the same, I think. So I think we could just get rid of the rest of them. So one kind, another. I don't know why they're, it's probably because there are lots of them. No clue. No clue why. I need water. So, it's actually just 26 degrees in here. So it's actually cool. Quite cool. So we have some vibrations now. We could also use the double adhesive tape to fasten it to there. If we look at the edge here, we can see that it's only just a short bit that we could tape, right? So we don't need a longer tape than that area. So let's actually check the measurements. And I'm gonna measure this from there to there. And gosh, this might make it a little better because it's clear. Yeah, I think like 4 centimeters. So it would just be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. That's all. So which one of these? Ultra strong or mirror? Ultra strong sounds strong, right? So what is it supposed to fasten to? Let's check the tiny text. Extra strong. Ultra strong, double-sided adhesive tape for secure fasten interior exterior. Name plates, moldings, decorations, key boxes. Wood, stone, most plastics. Long lasting. Well, we'll try, and let's get the scissors out. And this is actually not straight. I'm gonna just stop them because it's easier to do it when they're stopped, right? And we'll cut the straight edge on the first one. And should I measure it? Let's measure something for centimeter. Ah, I don't want to keep using that, and it's not exactly has to be right, but I can't like stack these. right? So it's better to have something else that's 4 centimeters long, approximately. So that's 4 centimeters to the bend. So approximately 4 centimeters. You don't need that money. So the problem with these metal too, right? Whatever, it's not that exact. Now let's start with this one. I'm not gonna wipe them off or anything. I'm just gonna put it here. Let's just have them standing and put them next to each other, like on the same spot. And this is probably good enough, just this too. But I'm gonna put stripes too. So then another 4 centimeters approximately. So I evened the straight edge on something that will never be visible again. Yeah. So very non-straight edges now. Alright, let's keep that one. Until we have fastened it. Then we could extend this to 5 times 2 or 4 times 3 if we want them all in one place. But I'm going to see first if this feels like this is enough. Then I can put the other ones in my hubby's room. And it also needs to be easy to move these windows that I've built. It's like a wooden frame, and then there's a pollen filter in the middle. So that felt like it wasn't even. Well, it's not exactly straight or anything either. There. And then we put the stripes here. These will be attached like this. I don't know if you can see that. So, like that. Is it blurry?
Pandatong says.
You're cheating on me. I thought I was your biggest fan.
Lol, lol. So, now we'll have a. I mean, are these bigger fans than you? Or are you bigger than the fans? That's a question, fan.
How are you?
So,
Do you need me to ship you some air con?
yeah, you could do that. I'm good, and it's actually not that extremely warm either. So these are still cabled up here. I could just start them like this. But let's see. So now let's put
What is she
these
doing?
together.
A bikini stream? Ha.
Well, it's not. It's quite warm, but I decided it's summer now. I think I realized the whole last summer I didn't like wear a dress once. I probably did, but not that I remember. So it was mostly like just not the perfect weather. It's actually cloudy today, and it's not that horrible warm right now, but it could be 45 degrees here during the night, so it's not always very nice. It's a black roof, so the house is not very good. Ah, I'm stuck. Zoom. So, do you also have this brand? So, let's see, cable that way, cable that way. Let's align them. Ish. Align-ish. Yeah, this was my unboxing, right? These. And the cable in the lower corner. So, still at work? So tomorrow we have midsummer. That's why I started putting the browser up. So,
Yep, BRB configuring a firewall.
nice. So these are not totally straight, but it's good enough. um, where on earth did that thing go? Well, I could just go by my eye measurement instead. That's good enough. I don't know why I even bothered making that thing. It was even just one more thing to hold. So there-ish, there-ish. Then we go like there-ish. And right, are you like zoomed in? Yeah. And let's do the last bit. Zoom. And when we have these all together, or maybe before I need to go and get my... by the way, I think my stream thing is a bit odd. Or maybe it's correct. No one likes unboxing stuff. So, what do you think of this? Will it work well? Will we get cooler air in the house? So, alignment. Let's use this one. So this box can go. I don't want any cables in there, though we could have done that that way. Could have done it that way. And then something to push the edges on. And just put them together here. Yeah, this is not good. I think it'll have to be good enough. It'll have to be good enough. So pushing them together, and then we can get rid of this. Let's do the layer. And then we have these. So I imagine this will be quite tight, and it might not, these tiny ones might not do it. We will see. So imagine doing this without having some kind of help with the positioning, the tape. That would have been tougher. So now we have this help. We can put the cables in here. So is it really soon now? Right, I have the app. I can just click here. I need a preview, I think. Let's preview on that screen. Yeah, it is blurry. It's definitely blurry. Blurry. And I should be able to click here soon. It's most of the lines, right? Focus. Focus. Ah, I think you can see these, even though it's all black. It's supposed to not be visible, but there are two cables here, right? And here's one side of the cable tie, and here's the other. I could put the microscope out, but it feels like too much, right? And then we just tighten this one, and I think I will use finger power. Yeah, that way and that way. And those two can go like. Yeah, I think I will grab some pliers. Don't have anything here. What about here? Yes. So that's good. And I have these. So the cable definitely out of the fan's way, and it's so tight that I can't even move the cable if I don't push quite hard. Good. So then I guess these will go straight all the way here and all the way there. And they're long enough. And let's put one here, I guess, or we could really wait until we have these two. Yeah, let's put one in here. I'll do these easy ones first. I kind of feel this is, we started this way, we went the other way, and just so there. And then we also can do this direction later because these are so thin. No, it's not very thick. So one there. So this will be great. And there's nothing like no glue or anything. The double-sided tape I could just tear off if I want to, right? And these we could just unclip, just cut them. So So what happened? What happened? I know that the image froze, right? I think the app died. Because I had that up too. So let's just start it again and see what happens. So we have movement again. Good.
Insufficient Brad says. Hey, there. Are you gonna
Hi.
program it or just use some ready-to-work controller?
I'm just gonna power it. But I was thinking of maybe we can find a project like temperature, like if it's warm, if it's warmer outside, depending on the temperature inside, low inside or out, and the amount to blow depending on the temperature too. So we could find things to do, right? Make it logical. Otherwise, it's just 12 volt power and we're done, right? For the simple stuff. But we can make it more complicated. We can also, I'm thinking we need to make a smart home thing, right? Some kind of smart home. So this is so extremely too stable now. We have the little tape in between, and then we have these, right? It will never fall apart by itself. So I'm just going to try and make this as flat as possible to the cables here. So let's. So now we have 2 layers of cables, and there we will have 3 layers. So I had a little extra bend there. Let's do that here too. It was like that, and then it's actually bent that way. I think that's good. So we can rotate it without it going funny. And this one I had actually turned because it's coming from the other direction. There.
Nice. I always wanted to do my own lamp for my aquarium. Based on some SMD LEDs
Ah,
and an addressable controller, to switch each LED individually. OFC would use an Arduino for that smile.
yeah. But I'm kind of leaning more and more towards ESPs because, first of all, they're much tinier. But you could do Arduino Nanos, right? And I have those too. So if we need networking or Bluetooth or both, then ESPs are so much nicer. So let's see this one. We will feed them through a little bit more there and through there. And this one is a bit loose too. So there, and so let's tighten this. It's a bit in the way for the next one, so I'm cutting it first. It's quite fun to do these kind of tiny things, right? Tiny project. We will finish this so quickly. I've mostly been talking. I was on the phone for a bit, talking about anti-siphon and their course a bit. So, yeah. This is not slow. And I can see that there's a bit of cable extra here, so I'm gonna pull again. Now this one went. Because, yeah, maybe that's too much then. I just want to make sure there's no chance it can go into the fan, but there really is. yeah, we don't want to like break it. I pulled this quite tight, and I know the zoom level is too much, really, right? You can't see anything anyway. I was just trying to show that how it looks like. So we have on the other side, we can see the cable ties going here. So just fix the last one with all the cables. And then we have a fan. And I was planning to cut these off and solder, but since the connections on this power supply was enough with a 1 to 2 splitter, we might just start running it with this and see if it's sufficient to test first. Yeah. So bottom layer first, and glosses. So first those two, and then we have layer 2. So, and then we add the one here, and it also has a little bend there, which makes it easier to make the angle nice. And we can tighten them afterwards. We have it connected. So this one I have turned for the other ones. Let's do it here too. A little bend. A little bendy bend. And then we're done to just test it in the window. Though I will need, of course, to balance the power supply. So, power supply. But I'm planning we could just use this can't be a lot of amps. We can actually check this. Let's not use this. Let's use something else and test with. But then we'll have to do so many connections when this was so easy. But we don't want the easy solution, do we? We want the most interesting to build solution. So don't want to tighten it too much. I want to like make sure that these are as tight as I want them first. So the upper lowest one, the upper lowest one. Come on, I don't want to pull these off. And then we have number 2 on this side, the upper one here, there, and then that one. I think this is good. These will not fall into the fans, right? That's like the main purpose of putting these like this. It just builds itself. I don't have to think anything. This was so obvious, right? So I had planned to put stripes, and now the cables just did themselves. So there. That's good enough. So these are long. We can just attach these in some way and have one power, because we will never want to have them separate. I don't see a reason to lower and increase the speed by just giving different really voltages, because that's if we put these on 5 volts instead, they're on 12 now, they would go slow. Not that this is extremely fast. Let's just start them. This is quite some. Let me get the closer up. Yeah, we have some weight. So we're gonna put these two there and two there, and then probably here too. At least on one side, we don't need both because these take a lot of space. I could have pushed them to the middle, but this is good enough. So as I already got these, let's just. I guess we start here, right? So 1. And also the weight is nothing, right? Not a lot of weight. And very cheap ones. Yeah, so we will be so overdoing it putting one here too anyway. And we have these in the way. So instead of using we could have a power value for them to set if we wanted to. Or we could just turn them on for one thing. Money. For the first test, we'll do that. And I have the same number of mount here in the file, right? Plus 1 spare. So as it's cheap ones from AliExpress. Oh, yeah, there it started clicking. So we didn't even use as many as I had there. So, and we didn't waste the long ones either. These are perfect length. It's just there and there it starts clicking. And let's just pull them a bit. So now this is so stable. Too stable. So it's kind of meant to be no problem falling to the floor, right? In the window, if it's oopsie, it fell. It doesn't matter much now, unless the plastic breaks. We can't do much about that. So we have this very stable thing, and we could extend this the same amount this way, or the same amount on the side. So it's kind of time to see how much space this takes in the window, I'm thinking. Let's just start it one more time. This was nice. So the last one, the 13th, it might also be the... So many thoughts there. For soldering fan. But this is what I started with. So we have this, and we have one of my computer fans I just had lying around. So let's remove this. So this is a soldering fumes filter, right? And it kind of fits here too. These are the same size, exact same size as this. So I have just flipped those on. So this one is actually for a box that I'm using. So I'll probably do the last one, which we put here, but whatever, it doesn't matter, they're all the same. And just put this on. But I also was thinking to make it actually suck in and not suck around or go back, we could do like a cube of them. As it would be easier than making some other box or tube. So that's the easiest, of course. Just make like a little tube behind it so if the air flows away. Uh, and we know these are now. Yeah, we could just stack a few of them to have more power too. So this would be much more.
Zero says, hey, what are you planning to use the window fan for?
For making it cooler in here when it's warm. So as I'm allergic, I have a quite dense allergy filter. I can see through it, kinda, but it's still, it's not like the wind is just blowing through the house. It stops. So it needs a bit of help. So if I wasn't allergic, I wouldn't need it. Anyway, this can just stand in the window too. But we need a bit of height because it is like actually just like this inside there. So if I just attach this to
Zero
like
says,
with
I
something like
see.
this, it's kind of version 1 is finished. So my kid's knocking again. I think that I will go and I'll warm some pancakes for him and then I'll be back and it'll be kind of quick. And also bring those boxes down. Laban, jag kan fixa nu. Är det bra? Yes. Yes, Andreas. Jag kommer jättesnart. Jag kommer nu. I'll leave this up here. So I just put my hobby stuff on. Just a sec. Jag ska bara ta de här lådorna här så kommer jag. So, all the trash.
Match Slack says. Axio window fan? Cool. I have a 120mm water cooling radiator coupled to a 5A Axio fan as a makeshift AC unit. Temperature controller turns the fan and water valves on and off, and a speed controller to help quiet it down at times.
Gjør det. Den ligger løs. I have ice cream. So. So these ice cream balls were so good. This is like my favorite ice cream. So the phone says unable to charge again. So what more should we do with this? Is it finished? Should we just put it in the window and test it? And then we can build this. So the thing with this is that we need something around it. I see plastic. There's plastic square behind it like a tube. So that, because when we tested it like this, just like this, with just a stripe holding it in place with the other fan, it didn't really do much because, well, most of the like fumes went in here, but some went just around it. And fine, it's not in my face, but also it's not filtered, right? Because the airflow behind here, it pulled the air all over the place that way. So, hmm.
I see opportunity to automate this project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I see your messages. I'm sorry, I wasn't here, so I couldn't hear it. Axel in the cool. I have a 120 water cooling ready, coupled with a 5.8 chill fan as a makeshift AC. Oh, nice. Temperature controller turns the fan and water walls on off, and speed controller to help quiet it down at times. Yeah, so this is really quiet. Let's start it again. So, did I manage to get chocolate on there? Yeah. So yes. Oops. Yeah. So don't put your fingers in there, right? And also, it has some speed. So here's paper bits. So it will be quite cool in here. Yeah. And it's because that I have allergy filter. So the wind doesn't just blow in. And also, there's not always wind, right?
Ideally you want the fan to bring in air colder than the inside air. A pair of
Yeah,
sensors,
yeah.
a small microcontroller, and a relay would suffice.
Yeah, I'm kinda thinking little ESP, and maybe we would wanna play with it with some kind of more advanced system. I bought some ESPs to put in different places, like checking what temperature is it in different rooms would be nice. Some sensors, um, just generally not because it's useful or just for fun, you know. So maybe this is like a summer play thing. Maybe that's it. Mm. Yeah, I should finish the ice cream. So it's like strawberry in the middle. Hmm. This one was bad though. So AliExpress delivery. This isn't even flat. And the magnet is too bad to keep anything on here, except for magnets because it's not really magnetic, but it's some kind of metal in there. Also, it should go on the top, but I didn't think it looked good enough, and it wasn't efficient then either, so not worth it. So here's the protector for still on the Modex connectors on these. All right, so this one is not connected. So these were very like easy to connect, like too easy maybe. So here, here, and here is where I feel the most. Yeah, and these points for some reason. Hmm. So should we do something more with us today. If you just put it in the window. No, it doesn't wanna? Come on, phone. Ah. So, definitely a do stuff stream today, right? So I'm also
That
thinking of
grinds his slack says.
this.
I guess it depends on what you have to work with, and how badly you want to proceed with the next project.
Yeah. So this could be finished now. I could just put the power supply up there, or we could grab like this thing and just do 12 volts this way and cut the Molex connectors away. Or just go to the attic and find a 12 volt adapter. That's good enough. I don't think this is lots of power really. It also says 0.2A on all of them, right? So it's not a lot. So if we were to have a 1A 12 volt adapter, it'd do. Hmm. So for the other project, I have some.
That's a little over 1 amp. It would be good enough with 1A. The
Yeah,
adapter would
yeah.
just be running at capacity all the time.
Yeah, I just meant like, we don't need this, right? We don't need 200 watts power supply. So, I just have a pile of power.
Lol, definitely not.
So, I think I need to click it. I kind of have a one hand right now. So, those are probably for these things. Right, we have this to play with too. Yeah. So, this one has the board still in it. And there's another board somewhere here, probably. Anyway, this is like a reader for these, right? It would be fun to play with this too. Maybe I should do one thing finished before I start the next. Let's put them over to the side a bit here. This is a Netgear 12 volts 1A. Yeah. Oh, these are for Raspberry Pis. I'll just finish this. I don't want to hurry. It's too good. Also, time is like dinner time, so maybe this is not a good dinner. So when I test this one against one of these, right? So when I had this on here, it's this fan that I used, and this is not AliExpress cheap one, right? So this is also 2.2 watts. So this will spin more. And that's also why these are cheap and weather quiet. They're not made to go quick, right? Probably. Because I don't think that this one would be good to use with this. Because it will be a resistance quite big. So let's put this one in here again. So there, and there, and then I want to like grab onto something. Let's just unplug these. They're extremely easy to unplug. So I'm like, one fell out, right? Well, when it got stuck, but still. So I don't want all the fans to start now. And also, if we're putting it in the window, we know it works. We know it's efficient at blowing air. Good enough. So now I want to compare these two. So just to see for this project, right? So this one is already connected, and it's not like it's not blowing, right? So what if I put this one here? It's not like my hair is moving anymore. You can still feel it, and also it's actually touching this middle there. It's this one wood too. So
Axial fans will be better at making air speed than air pressure. They will blow poorly through mediums.
yeah, but I used this one before, and it worked fine. Oh, that wasn't good. I put it just on these. That wasn't so smart. So let's put this one and connect it to the power too. And a little jump pulley here. Can I make it grab? Let's do one of these instead. So ha! It worked. Kinda. I had cables in these before. So this fan, and I put this one behind. If I don't touch it too much. And I don't pull the cables.
You may
Yeah.
have better luck with a thin material similar to fabric softener sheets.
Oh, but this is actual filter replacement for a soldering fan. So it is like a thing. That's why I have it. I just bought the fan replacement thingies instead of a full thing, so we can build something ourselves, right? Also, I used 5 volts there. No, I used the full one. So let's see if we can plug these in like on the side. And also keep them there. No, what's up? Oh, no, that shouldn't matter. When did this one stop? So there's some kind of thing in this that sometimes it's not on. So no. So it would be better to have it backwards, right? And also that little thing. Mm, I'm putting it on the outside, so hopefully it's good enough connected. No? So I can actually see what I'm doing. So now I want actually the black one there, and this one here, and there. So this is what one fan does. It blows quite intensely. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's just me being stupid. So backwards doesn't work with this one. Mm, come on. I'll just hold it. So there, I think it's. I can't see that without removing my glasses, so. My hair is still moving, right? So I don't think it works with this one with the sheep ones. Because if I have this one instead. We could test it. We could just do some
I've
soldering.
definitely killed a few axial fans with reverse polarity. Many don't seem to like it.
Yeah, I'm like thinking I've run several of them backwards. I think I run that one backwards. Yeah. So what to do now is just to this one is in the way now, right? Um, so I'm going to have to test it on the window, and nothing should be connected now. We just have all the cables. Maybe we should have like another connector or something here, a little bit out. Uh, I'm just gonna put it on the window, and then I can show you that. So I'll connect this phone to the Orient 2. So let's go. There it is. So it's ready. So obviously I need to move a few things to match the window, which is not like planned here. I have a computer in the way, one of the things. So, oh, it actually leans onto the window, so it's just in a good place by itself, by me doing nothing. So in my laptop backpack I have a long extension cord. Let's just grab that. We used it yesterday. So someone borrowed it. Made a very neat little roll of it there. So now it's all wound off. So I was at a Hackbox meetup yesterday, and I had the opportunity to teach some new people. That was very fun. So this is not the grounded, which I don't have any ground here anyway. So even if the outlets look like they do, which is not very nice, right? So, by the way, these are still spinning. This is their power. That one stopped first, meaning this one should have like, even though it's on this, it has less resistance, or maybe it's the air, more air through there. So let's just push it in. So now we can move the power supply. Or should I grab the other power supply? I'll hide the tiny one. This one though has no on-off button. This one does here. And also the power is an odd angle. So it's quite easy, nice to have one out, in, out, you know? But we can use this one if we want any more. I have a full like IKEA box of just power supplies there. And this one is jumpered so that it thinks it's on. So let's put this in the window. But I need to disconnect first. Imagine these actually staying there. They did. They did. And this is ready to film the window.
I appreciate the classic computer PSU hack.
Yeah, these power supplies are great. So quite useful. And also, I did not plan to do this. I planned to just cut the molars connectors off, right? But this is quite
just perfect for
practical.
projects. 12 volts and
Yeah.
5 volts in one supply.
Yeah. I'm gonna like make my own bench supply thingy, but mostly with a lot of 5 and 12 because that's kind of what you need most of the time, right? You don't need. Well, there's also 3.3, which is also useful. But you don't need like whatever.
Solder things right to the Molex pins, lol.
Oh yeah. But you need some projects to build, right? If it's already pre-built, there's not much to do. So I'm attaching all the little Molexes here. That's the last one. And it's not mega pretty here on the window. It's just leaning right now. But I'm gonna show you. Let's just switch. So secondary in cam. Come on, little button. I guess I'll have to click myself. there. So here we have here's the window. So here you can see like clear window. Oh, you can't really see anything, can you? So why is it not auto adjusting? Anyway, here's through the window, and I just leaned it here. So if you turn on now, it should blow in. And I'm thinking I'll put it ouch. I put it like this. Oh yeah, I have this. I used to have an AC through here, so it's just a zipper. Put that down there. So this one I could just put everything a bit more this way, and it will be stuck. Come on, all the cables. You're getting stuck in stuff. So I have a thermometer cable in between here too, that I've kind of put everything onto now. So power supply here also can't fall because of the window. And let's push this one in a bit. So it can't fall out now, it's kind of stuck. So now you can even try lifting it up. So I want it in this corner, right? Because here we have the glass window blocking the air. So I really want it in this corner. It's just that this was in the way now. I could just put some tape on there, but it's a tiny metal bit. Let's leave it here. Something of that, yeah. But I could put the window. I could put this upside down. So here's how thick this fabric is. It's not very much, but it's still, you know, there's a color difference, right? It's now actually getting. I can feel the air, so I can feel the cold air down here.
Yeah, the window isn't helping. A shroud
Yeah,
that covers the rest
but
of
it
the
goes
window
down
screen
here.
that holds its ends would
I
be
can feel the
ideal.
air. I think since this air is cold, it kind of falls down to the floor, and then that's like where my legs are on the desk. That's a nice place to have your switch, right? So messy desk with lights and stuff here, and my screens. So we're getting more cool air in here, but right now it's just 26 in here and 17 outside, so I'm not mega warm. But this is like, it's been so warm. Also, I have that still. We can pull this up all the way now because it's been so bright light. So there. But now it's gray, and you can't see that. Come on, phone. I like have to click several times to show you the gray sky. Also, we can see now that's a pollen filter compared to here.
Very nice. A definite improvement.
Yeah. So now we have. I'll fix this better. I'll make it better. And I can't hear it at all. Okay, so it's all quiet. So let's just. It's all black, right? Sorry. So I have a long cable everywhere right now. That's okay. It's just to make sure it works for a bit first before we decide if we want to put the double amount, because we can. I intended to do 12 fans, and we have these, and we also have a spare one because I got a spare, and that's the one I thought maybe since they all worked, AliExpress cheap stuff still worked. Maybe we should use it for this, but maybe it's better to use a more like, I don't know if I want to say better because it's just different, right? These are like low energy. very silent, surprisingly, right? And with a long line. So they could have had a mega short one, right? And then they have this thing. I'm like surprised. It's so good. But this one is actually from. I have a lot of others though from a box. Since all these are the same size, doesn't matter which one we build it for. We can build a little box. Like it doesn't have to be very long either. But when I use this with this, right, and I put it like this or whatever, and I was soldering, smoke went in here, but it also went this way, right? Because it's, well, all the air here was flowing this direction. So if we had just something limiting where it goes. Also, this one had a little blue light, I saw. There was a little light somewhere there. I don't want lights on what's supposed to make air go in here when it's night. Where did I put the connectors? Oh, they're right here. So we also have 12-volt connectors.